the Brompton collaboration is a really exciting one, where some of the properties of the Goliath batteries really fit into Brompton's mission.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Graeme Purdy, the CEO of Ilika. Graeme, very good to speak with you. Brompton Bicycle, a real iconic brand. What does the partnership signal about real-world demand for Goliath, and how important is this as a commercial validation point for Ilika?
Well, I think Goliath has some very unique properties and benefits that it can offer to different application areas. Um, Ultimately, Goliath is an EV development program, as we've talked about before. But we're at an interesting point, actually, where we're able to intersect some of the application areas with the 10 amp hour prototypes that we've been distributing to potential partners over the last few months. And frankly, I think that the Brompton collaboration is a really exciting one, where some of the properties of the Goliath batteries really fit into Brompton's mission.
You highlight safety and energy density advantages. How meaningful are these in practice for e-bike manufacturers? And do they give Ilika a clear edge over conventional lithium-ion solutions?
Yeah, well, anybody who rides a bike knows that weight is absolute, paramount in terms of the riding experience. So, if you can reduce the weight of the battery pack, then of course you get a longer range, and it is more straightforward to be able to carry the bicycle, perhaps transferring it onto transport options that you might be using as part of your overall journey. Maybe particularly with the Brompton, you want to put it on the train or on a bus or something like that. And if you've got an intrinsically safe battery, then of course, the whole risk profile of putting the bicycle, the e-bike, onto transport is managed, and that risk is reduced.
Graeme, this is a 12-month development program with trials in 2027. What's the key milestones investors should watch, and how do you see this translating into commercial revenues?
Yes, well, the key thing is actually we need to take our cells, and these are just going to be our standard 10 amp hour designs, but then just build an e-bike friendly or e-bike optimized pack to house those cells, and then to build it elegantly into the design of the Brompton. So you can expect some milestones associated with that technical integration, that technical progress that we'll be making, and then of course the availability of some prototype bikes and some demonstrations of the capability of those e-bikes once they're being tested.
And beyond Brompton, how scalable is this opportunity in the global e-bike market, Graeme? It could also act as a springboard into other mobility or adjacent battery applications?
Absolutely. E-bike market is growing very strongly at the moment. Actually, it's broadening the appeal of two-wheel travel, of bike travel, where people who may have felt that they'd passed the point where they could be challenged with a bike ride are now sort of re-entering the market. Particularly, as you go into your seniority, it's great to have that e-bike support, and great for commuting as well. So it's a broadening industry, and a very international industry. And interestingly, some of the most stringent battery safety regulations for e-bike batteries are in China. And that is a big export market for Brompton, and it's great to be able to support a UK manufacturer on that mission to be able to sell effectively into one of the world's biggest markets for bikes.
Graeme, congratulations on this latest collaboration. I hope you'll keep us updated on your progress with it.
Yeah, look forward to it. Thanks, Stephen.
Graeme Purdy, the CEO of Ilika.